Hi Libra, I've pulled out an energy check-in spread for you guys using tarot and several oracle decks to take a look at what Sagittarius season is bringing in for you guys. I feel like Scorpio season was so heavy and I wanted to see maybe what you guys uncovered in Scorpio season and what you will be getting into moving into Sag season. I feel like this was a very potent reading, a very powerful reading, and probably a very important one. The overall energy for you guys right now is Raven Spirit, Truth, and Forest Temple, Enlightenment. I also notice Wolf Spirit, Family at the bottom of the deck. Some of you are feeling like a lone wolf in winter here. So you guys might be undergoing a period of enlightenment and facing major truth, understanding a truth, seeing things from a different perspective. I do know that you're seeing things from a higher perspective. This may surround family at this time. You guys are in a place of truth and enlightenment. That's very powerful and it's very potent. I will say, based on what I'm seeing here, Libra, that now is a very delicate, important time for you. It's really important for you to take care of yourselves as well, based on what I'm seeing here. What came out of the Messages of Love Oracle deck also was release, radical acceptance, and surrender can help you let go, and awakening. Someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. Obstacles is at the bottom of the deck. Unhealed wounds are blocking forward movement. Now, I do see a lack of balance for you, and I see what might be either a subconscious or a completely conscious intentional block on your part from forward motion. I don't know that you're like intentionally self-sabotaging, but I think that what I'm seeing here for you is that you're getting into the energy of truth and enlightenment, and this brings a release and a radical acceptance. Radical acceptance is really difficult. You have to completely surrender and accept other people and certain situations and even yourself and your own behavior for what they really are and what it really is. It doesn't mean that you're okay with it, but you cannot improve upon something or grow or learn from something until you acknowledge it, see it, and accept it. So right now you guys are going through huge moments of radical acceptance that's leading to an awakening. And it's also leading you to obstacles and wounds and blocks from forward motion. So if you're wondering why you're having a hard time with forward motion, it's because you're going through like a massive spiritual transformation. I get the sense that some of you are waking up to the fact that you're either psychically empathic and or clinically empathic. Those are actually two different things. I swear to God, if I hear I'm an empath one more time, I might puke. And I don't mean to judge anybody. It's just that to be clinically empathic is actually an impairment. It means that you put other people's feelings before your own. Empaths do not have a very strong sense of self. They rely on other people for positive reinforcement. They can't make decisions on their own. They live to make other people happy. They were taught that they had to do that at a very early age. And when people say to me, I'm an empath, my immediate response is, that's not something I would wear with a badge of honor, and you might want to get that looked at. It's not as cool as you think it is. It makes you highly sensitive and caring towards other people, but when we begin to realize we're an empath, we have to radically accept it. We have this massive awakening. Feelings of guilt and embarrassment go along with it as well. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I let that happen to me for so long. It's not your fault. You were probably taught that at an early age. So I feel like some of you are waking up to the fact that you might be clinically empathic. The good news about being an empath or codependent is that unlike narcissism, which is not curable, being codependent or being an empath is 100% curable. There's good therapy out there for that. I get the sense that some of you might be realizing that someone either in your family or a close friend or a romantic partner might be narcissistic or Machiavellian, and your role in that and how you might have been feeding it in some way. But I also get the sense that some of you are waking up to spiritual gifts and you're realizing how psychically empathic you are, which is different from being like clinically empathic. You can be both at the same time too. I don't know that there's a cure for being psychically empathic other than grounding out and ignoring intuition for the most part, which is not necessarily bad, you know. When it comes to psychic abilities, I get the sense that some of you are realizing that you have intuitive abilities and psychic abilities, because I have the Oracle's gift at the bottom of this deck, the Oracle of the Seven Energies deck. I see like that might be happening, and it may play out right now this week in a relationship. What came out of my life coaching oracle deck, 62, limiting beliefs. This situation calls for reprogramming your belief system. Right now, you're reprogramming your belief system. What came out of the Oracle of the Seven Energies? I used this deck to clarify this one, which I liked. I sometimes like to do that with oracle decks, a higher view. Right now, you have a higher perspective. There's the owl. That's the owl of Libra. So you're facing your own limiting beliefs that you have. You know that you're coming into a time where you really need to reprogram your belief system, not necessarily the way you think, but what you believe. You have a higher perspective now. You know the truth, right? You're having a sense of enlightenment, and it's causing you to release, radically accept, heal even. I was like, well, that's overwhelming. That's really overwhelming. The next card that came out for us of the Life Coaching Oracle deck, 17, Nourishment. You're being asked to take a time out right now for self-care. Also into me, I see lots of self-reflection. Some of you need to really take better care of yourselves right now. I see that a lot of you are very overwhelmed right now, probably with your daily life and routine. It's important to look inside of yourself at this time, Libra, and take care of yourself because you're getting a higher perspective that you didn't have before. You're being asked to release things that you might have been holding on to. You're being asked to reprogram what you believe. That's really hard. I'm seeing a deprogramming and an acceptance of empathic abilities, and maybe even some empathic codependent issues that you've had. And that all takes time. So it's really important to do self-reflection and take care of your physical self. It's like you're seeing all these things at once, I get the sense, and it's going to be kind of like, whoa. I already see that some of you started to go through this in Scorpio season. You've been resisting it up till now. That's okay. It'll be, I hear other readers like, and I've done it probably before too, where we see something in the tarot and we're like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're making a mistake. Not necessarily. I don't actually believe that there are mistakes on planet Earth. I believe that like any choice or any decision you make, you can view it as right or wrong, but any choice you make is just going to lead you to a different path and different lessons that you'll learn. When you're ready to accept some things, you'll be ready to accept them. I think that you've recently gotten a truth, gotten an enlightenment, seen something, and now you're just in this process of reprogramming the way you think. I think you haven't been taking care of yourselves really well, though. So it's really time to look inside yourself and then nourish your body, in particular with diet and exercise. Auric field came out as well. It's time to call in energy protection to shield, clear, and strengthen your aura. And why is because you're feeling the world. And I also have the Oracle's gift at the bottom. Oh my God, and seeing beyond. Yeah, okay. Feeling the world, the Oracle's gift, and seeing beyond. This is why you need to call in energy protection to shield, clear, and strengthen your aura. I would research online to find rituals that you feel like call to you to protect your energy field and clear your own aura out, because you're feeling the world. That's being an empath. The Oracle's gift in feeling the world. Some of you have psychic abilities waking up, and you're seeing beyond now. You're seeing the world without time. When this happens, I got to tell you guys, it can be so overwhelming, because When the world knows you can see it, it suddenly sees you. You will have all kinds of things come to talk to you. You guys, I have zodiac signs that wake me up at like 3 in the morning that want me to do a reading, and I have to say no. I feel like a lot of energy will come towards you at this time, and while you're learning how to control it, you're going to need to protect yourself. If you're in situations where you're suddenly realizing, oh my God, I think this family member or this person or this partner might be narcissistic or Machiavellian, or they're selfish and they're taking advantage of me and I've been a doormat, it's overwhelming to realize that. And it's really difficult to reprogram yourself, especially if you've been doing it for a long time. In the midst of that, it's so important to clear your energy, strengthen your aura, and nourish yourself, because you're being left vulnerable at this time. I also see that your inner child is coming out. You're currently healing old emotional wounds. Here's awakening too. You're no longer letting people dictate and run your life. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. It's like you guys are, I'm getting the bigger picture now. It's like you guys are realizing things. You have a higher perspective. You have to radically accept. You have to heal these wounds as you have this transformation. Spiritual and personal transformation is incredibly, it's amazing, and it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. Here's what's happening. This is how it's playing out in the details. The Oracle cards gave us a more general energetic feel for what you're going through. This is what it'll look like in the details moving into Sag season. What came out of the Soma Chandra Oracle deck, this was pretty telling. First card out, I'm overwhelmed. Second card out, other people's drama. Third card out, why is this important? This is a new one. My daughter just made like 15 more cards. Other people's drama, why is this important? I rely on you. I have abundance at the bottom of the deck. I have abundance and making the best of it. This has to stay between us. Okay. Well, a lot of you have abundance in your life right now. You did come out as the 9 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. You have a lot to give right now. Money looks good, but you might be making the best of a situation. You may have a person relying on you right now, Libra. I don't see you relying on other people. Well, you might be. If you're relying on someone else, you need to own that right now. Because it might not be making you feel very good about yourself. But I get the feeling that someone else is relying on you, and because you're overwhelmed. Libra, the reason you're overwhelmed is you need to ask yourself, why is other people's drama important? If it doesn't affect you, then let it go. Other people's drama is not your drama unless you make it your drama. And when you make it your drama, you get overwhelmed. Other people need to rely on themselves. Sovereignty is a thing. I think that maybe some of you you're making the best of a situation because other people are relying on you for what you can give them emotionally, spiritually, energetically, monetarily. Yeah. Disconnect yourself from other people's issues. Not my circus, not my monkeys should be like your motto for the beginning of the month. So the details, how it's playing out in your life, I have the 10 of Wands, and the reason for this is the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you freaking hate work right now. This is when you get to your desk every day and you're like, why am I doing this? Maybe I just heard some of you, like one of your coworkers quit, so you have to take on all their work, and you've been doing so for the last month. Some of you are working to complete a heavy cycle, like you're overwhelmed. I have a saying about the 10 of Wands. Many of you have heard me say it before. Are you okay? I'm fine. Are you sure? I'm good. I've got this. No problem. I can carry all of this by myself. Make your kids help you carry in the groceries, Libra. Like, for real. Delegate what you can to other people. I feel like you're overwhelmed. Now, for a few of you, you're not working right now, or what you're putting work into is not productive because you don't have anything better to do. You're embarrassed and you're hiding your head. Spirit sees this. And it's important to reach out for help if you can. But the first thing I heard was that, like, you're overworked. Don't expect perfection out of yourself. Work might be very uninspiring. You may have gotten to the end of a cycle, like some of you are finishing school or you're wrapping up something you've been working on, or even a job that you have where there's no more left to learn in this situation. What once inspired you is now weighing you down. So you look really overwhelmed right now. That's why the oracle cards of self-care came out and feeling the world. You're very sensitive right now. What's driving you right now is the Empress in reverse and the Six of Pentacles. Some of you are taking care of a mother. Some of you are providing for others at the expense of yourself. The Empress in reverse, when the Empress comes out in reverse, it's usually never as bad as we think it is, but it's an otherwise really beautiful, wonderful, creative, grounded, benevolent person that might just not be feeling very good about themselves. Self-care is the thing right now, Libra. Make sure you're careful and realistic with money. Libras being ruled by Venus, we can be pretty flaky with money and really bougie. So be careful here with that. I get the sense that you're working really hard, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, being incredibly giving and generous. Some of you might even feel like an ATM right now, but it's at your own expense. So make sure you keep your scales balanced at this time and put yourself first. Like, you can't save anyone else unless you can save yourself. Yeah, watch out for taking care of other people that don't deserve it. Also, watch out for spoiling your kids or smothering them, because sometimes the Empress in reverse can have like a bit of an inappropriate parent-child relationship going on. If that's not happening for you, then it's just not. Okay, it's not your story. But watch out for that as well. I'm like, well, they're being really generous, but I think it's at their own expense. And I think that this is annoying you because recent past, I've got the Nine of Cups and the Five of Swords. I feel like you might be the Five of Swords. If you're the one carrying so much weight and being so generous and self-care is slipping with the Empress in reverse, I feel like, well, if you were indulgent in the past, you're mad at yourself. Don't beat yourself up for this, but if you've been overly indulgent in your past, it's okay to look at that and go, F that. I'm done with that. I'm going to fight through this. I'm going to win that battle. I'm going to win this battle with hedonism, indulgence, maybe an addiction. Because I have the Nine of Cups and the Devil on the table. You might be fighting something like that with inside yourself. Or recently you might have been smugly satisfied and won a battle. But what I see here is this person looking back at this person. Some of you might be really ticked off at a person that's just getting everything they want. Why are you giving it to them then? That's not a rhetorical question. Ask yourself that. Like, if you're giving and giving and giving in a situation where someone's just sitting here fat, happy, and satisfied, getting whatever the hell they want, how did you get to this place with them? Because there's an imbalance happening. I see one person angry at another person for getting like whatever they want in the moment, instant gratification. Also, someone may throw temper tantrums and enjoys the chaos that they cause. So watch out for that, because you do have a person in your environment that's not cooperative. Yeah. Let's go right to that since I mentioned it. What you need to know about your environment. Someone in your environment is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. The way they feel is the Devil and their action is the Eight of Swords. Well, this is a person avoiding something. They don't see something. They don't want to see something. They're really stuck in their head. I think they're blithely unaware of the hard work you might be doing. They may feel like they're stuck in some way with the Devil and the Eight of Swords. It's Capricorn energy here. When I get the Devil and the Nine of Cups, you could be dealing with a person that has some kind of an addiction, or they may have a mental health issue. I'm actually seeing some evidence maybe of like some borderline, like a personality disturbance maybe, or an addiction of some kind, shopping, eating, drinking, being lazy, making you do all the work. This person may have mental health issues though. This person is uncooperative with you. Now, when I get the Three of Pentacles, and I have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Seven of Swords, and the Five of Swords, watch out for plagiarism around you in your life. People stealing your ideas, taking credit for your work, being uncooperative. Someone around you, just in general, this is just what you need to know that's affecting you, either in a negative or a positive way. I think this might be affecting you in a negative way. There's a person around you that just doesn't see. They're very indulgent. They're not aware entirely of their shortcomings or their issues, and they're not cooperative. This makes you stressed out. Some of you aren't sleeping well. The Nine of Swords to the Moon. I have the Devil here too. With feeling the world coming out and the Oracle's gift, some of you are being disturbed in your sleep. This hasn't been happening to me, but I have a pretty good army in place that like takes care of me at night while I'm sleeping, because a lot of things will bother me while I sleep. With your spiritual awakening and your gifts awakening, you could be getting a lot in. It's important to maybe sleep with a talisman or crystals next to your bed that will give you protection. I feel like some of you are having a hard time sleeping. I think you're getting downloads in your sleep as well, and you may or may not be aware of it. With the Devil here, this could be just like spiritual bullies. I have a lot of spirits come to me day and night. It's not that they necessarily mean me any harm, but they're just opportunists. Like, they know that I can hear them. When the universe and things out in the fifth dimension and beyond, in particular the fourth dimension, that's where a lot of lingering happens for a lot of like lost souls, or just instigators, or people that can't pass on, or other people's guides that won't leave you the hell alone. They'll bother you. I feel like you're being bugged in your sleep. So try to protect yourself in that way. Definitely clean your aura out, because I feel like you're having nightmares, and I think you might be being bothered at night and you don't know why. For what it's worth, when I have things bug me when I'm trying to fall asleep or while I'm sleeping, I have to be brave, and I have to turn on the lights and say out loud, "Go away and leave me alone. I don't want to talk. You have no power over me." They will usually go away. I've only ever had one not go away. I had to like do some work, but I feel like you guys are being bothered right now. I feel like you're doing pretty well financially though. I mean, we have the Empress, the Six of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles on the table. Yeah, she's in reverse. Watch out for indulgences or putting yourself last. I feel like a lot of you are working really, really hard, and you're doing very well financially. But there's something unfair or unbalanced happening. Justice in reverse comes when, in a spiritual sense, we can't ignore any imbalances in our life. With Justice in reverse and the Seven of Swords, someone around you may be lying to you, and you may be mad at them, but you're also letting them get away with it. And I mean, I have the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck too. It's causing tension. It's causing tension. There may be more than one person involved as well. Don't play the blame game at this time. Just own your truth and be responsible for yourself. With Justice in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, I see a pretty strong imbalance between work and home life. Some of you are just working way too much, and you're taking way too much on. Yeah, you're getting those bills paid, baby, but you're tired and you need to take better care of yourself. Some of you might just be throwing yourselves into work because you've seen a truth and you've had an enlightenment and it's overwhelming to you. I know it's overwhelming to you because of what you're thinking about all the time, or what your crowning thought is. What the highest version of yourself wants to tell you right now, Libra, is the Two of Swords in reverse and the Tower in reverse. I notice these cards are interpreted very differently by other readers. The way I have always felt these cards is you're at a huge impasse and a stalemate, and there is a massive sudden shift that you may be avoiding or refusing to see. It might just be that you're not ready to make a choice to make a sudden shift or see something for what it really is, because once you take the blindfold off and make the choice, it's a difficult choice that you might be avoiding. Once you do that, the fireworks will happen. The fireworks will happen. And this looks like it's difficult and that it's even stressing you out. So Spirit's saying, let the tower fall, have the sudden awakening and the realization. Sudden shifts are necessary for us. You know, we have endings and changes that come with the card of death, which is that Plutonian energy, that slow transformation. Or Mars just hits us like a ton of bricks. It's like, guess what? We're just going to rip the Band-Aid off and like show you something that's so fucking overwhelming, and it's chaotic and it's a lot. I can see that you're struggling with the radical acceptance. Make note of the fact that it's keeping you up at night. And I can see that you're not being supported by the environment. I was like, they're not getting enough support here. There's not enough support, which is odd because when I was meditating on your energy, I actually saw and felt like good friends and happiness around you. I do think that some of you are going to be making some really good connections. With the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress here, I see a strong focus on health and wellness, which is really good. You will be recognizing imbalances. Y'all already know you're working too much. I feel like there will be good things. This might be pinpointing just a few important relationships in your life. And I think it may come from family. Or maybe just your childhood, you know, because the way you're feeling right now is the 10 of Cups in reverse to the 7 of Wands. Well, you definitely feel like you're being challenged. And you also feel like you have the high ground. You're not gonna back down here. You'll stand up for yourself. But I think a lot of you right now feel like with the 7 and the 10 of Wands here, like everybody might be coming at you. And with the Empress here, you might be everybody's mama and it's stressing you out. I do think you're overwhelmed. You'll be feeling challenged. And with the 10 of Cups in reverse, this could be in your community, family, or in your environment. Sometimes the 10 of Cups is just like your neighborhood or in a large group dynamic where not everyone's values are lining up. There's trouble in what is otherwise paradise. I mean, the 10 of Cups is here. It's just in reverse right now. So I see some struggles and some imbalances that you're realizing moving into Sag season at this time. If you're radically accepting that people that you love, that you're close to, are putting you in situations where you have to have better boundaries with them, that is very overwhelming. And I can see that it's difficult for you to see. The final outcome surprised me, the 7 of Swords to the Knight of Swords. Whoa, okay. We've got one person running saying, catch me if you can, and the other person chasing them. You may catch somebody stealing something from you the beginning of this month or the beginning of this season. Are you the runner or the chaser here? Remember what the Oracle card said, like, if someone is trying to get away from you, this could be someone else in the environment saying back off, because these cards did come out right after these cards. They flew very fast. I think that you may have someone around you that just does not want to be honest with you. You can waste your energy chasing them and getting them to prove a point. It's probably because they're being unfair. Or you can just let them do their thing, because this guy's going to trip eventually. He can't run very far carrying all those long swords. I see that there will be a runner-chaser dynamic this week as well. Make sure you're honest. Watch out for racing thoughts or impulsive actions. This could also be a younger air sign in your life. It could even be one of your kids that's not being really honest. You may really have to defend yourself. And you may even feel like you have to be unfair. Like they'll say to you, that's not fair. And you'll be like, that's fine, but it is what it is. You may be doing that to stave off a massive explosion because it's the holidays are coming up. But it's creating a lot of tension here for you. Just know that if you've been feeling like you have been stepping into truth and enlightenment, you are. It's time to take care of yourself. Protect your auric field big time and take your time reprogramming yourself, Libra, because you have a higher view. You can't, I just heard, you cannot unsee what you've seen. You cannot unknow what you know. It may make you want to chase people down with the truth. They're only going to run from you. And it's going to trigger old emotional wounds, but it's because you're having an awakening. So important to take care of yourself at this time as you are feeling the world and getting in touch with your gifts. It's an amazing time when you get in touch with your spiritual abilities. And it can also be an amazing time when you realize that maybe you've been codependent or you've been an empath in a clinical sense. Trust me, I know I have firsthand experience with it. You can feel the world while also putting your own feelings first, Libra. You can use the gift of the oracle and see beyond while also protecting yourself. You'll just have to, keep in mind what our deck said, like, why is other people's drama important? If you're overwhelmed, that might be why. Protect your abundance. There may be someone lying to you. If you feel like you need to catch them, I hope you do catch them. Just know that you do know the truth. And it's time to protect yourself during this very delicate time and radically accept the transformation that's taking place for you. I see some of you struggling with it, but you'll accept it when you're ready. And there's never a wrong time. Your time is your time. Yeah, I hope you guys get better sleep, though. That looks rough. All right, Libra, that's the energy check-in that I have for you. I hope it resonates. And if it does, I truly hope that it helps you. I want these messages to give you enlightenment, to make you feel validated, and to know that Spirit does see you and is watching you, and your guides only want to help you, and so do I. So I hope it helped. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Libra. Take care. I love you guys. I'll